Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Just a reminder that if you are here, that you are more than welcome to be here. And not only do I love you, but God's source creator loves you more. I just came on to give a quick message. It's a beautiful, hot day in colorful Colorado, and because of the vantage point, it kind of just looks like I'm up in the clouds, which is funny because as a triple air sign, I can definitely say I'm typically up in the clouds. My mind is always circulating thoughts. I'm always planning. I'm always thinking. I'm always transmuting energy. So something I just wanted to come on and remind you guys of is just when Source places you in a season of rest, to remember to accept that season of rest. You might be seeing 444 a lot right now, but I feel like you're probably a little bit antsy, awaiting something, like you feel like something's coming, or maybe you're on the cusp of something big, but there's actually nothing for you to do. But because you're so used to just go, 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 always thinking, always planning, always going, always transmuting energy, you feel kind of stagnant. Rest is supposed to feel this way. I have to remind myself of this as well as a woman who is a busybody. I have my hands in a lot of pots. I am an auntie to many. I have my own business. I have a job. I work for a school district. I do a lot of things. So it's hard for me to actually rest sometimes. It's not hard for me to meditate, quiet my mind, or anything like that, but it's actually hard for me to actually rest. Even in moments of rest, I find myself deep cleaning the house, deep cleaning the garage, cleaning all the bathrooms that weren't dirty in the first place. So you're probably similar to me in that aspect where you find it hard to rest. You probably grew up in a home where you weren't really allowed to rest, where if you were seen sitting down or not moving, not cleaning, not something like that, you were getting yelled at or beaten or something along those lines. That's my story. So it's truly, my nervous system feels like I'm doing nothing when I'm doing nothing. And so because of that, it makes me feel uneasy. And although I'm no longer in my parents' home, so I'm not getting the shit beat out of me for making decisions or not making decisions at this point in my life, I will say it takes a long time to rewire, unlearn, and reprogram your body and your nervous system. So remember to give yourself grace as well through this time. If you are somebody who finds yourself to be a little bit more on the restless side, doesn't find it easy to rest in general, some other ways that I find rest that maybe some people don't is I like to just go lay in the sun. Sometimes I lay in the sun and stretch, but just going outside kind of typically forces me outside of my home. I will also add that. So going to a park or something, but something outside of my home where it forces me to not be around things to do, quite literally. And I don't bring a book. I just bring a blanket. I just bring my phone in case I want some music, but I truly just spend that time and just exist. So go out and just exist today, even if it's just for 15 minutes. I would tell you to also take baths, but that's another aspects of my life where I don't quote unquote find peace. I find peace in that, but I wouldn't say it's a time for me to rest. So just find, even if it's just starting out with just like 2 minutes a day or 2 minute intervals a day, find little parts and pieces in your life where you can truly rest. I do love taking baths. I take spiritual baths and things like that as well, but I will say it's not for quote unquote rest purposes. Like I can't be in a bath for more than 15 minutes or I start feeling restless and I think of all the things I need to or could be doing. So this is also kind of another thing you might need to come to grasps or to the truth of the fact that you have an anxious mind. That's not a bad thing, it just is. So once you really learn yourself and you learn who and what you really are, you find ways to counteract your triggers, to work with yourself towards growth, towards healing. But just a reminder that this is a process. I've been actively going since I went through a spiritual awakening about 4.5 years ago. I've been going through active healing, transmutation, breaking and rewiring of cycles. So it's a very exhausting thing to do, to heal, to choose to heal, to become aware, to do all those things. So please, like I said, give yourself grace. But whatever it might be for you, whether that's going to sit in some grass for a few minutes, stretching in the yard, laying in bed with your headphones on and just some binaural beats, going for a walk, taking a bath, just sitting outside and soaking in nature, the winds, the air, the breeze, the smells. Sometimes when I truly can't get myself to quote unquote rest, or I don't want to do a meditation at that time, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go outside and I'll pick 5 things I'll say be grateful for. And a lot of times I try to make sure the things that come from source, not materialistic things. So like, although I'm outside, I am grateful for my headphones. I'm not going to choose that. I'm going to choose the fact that the sun rose this morning, that I have a stable earth to walk upon and grow upon and build upon every day. I'm going to choose to say that the light breeze and the way the sun rose over the mountains this morning, like things like that. I'm very intentional with it, and I choose to be grateful for things that come from source and the creator, because I think it also kind of just pulls you back into real life for a second, not the materialistic bullshit that we're being filled with, and the lies and the politics and all of that. I don't want this to be too long, but I just wanted to just give you that much. You might feel led to look up a couple things in Strong's Concordance. 444 and 555 both stood out to me in this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Spend my last few minutes just existing. But like I said, don't forget, I love you and God does too, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.